Hey guys, what's up? Back with a new video for you. As promised, here is my post Wrestlemania Raw review, and I will also be including the Wrestlemania pre-show that I finally got around to watching. So without further ado, I'll get on with the video and give you my thoughts. If you haven't seen this week's Raw yet, there are spoilers involved, so you might want to wait till you've watched it, or if you're not bothered, carry on watching by all means. So without further ado, I'll get on with it. I'm going to start off with the WrestleMania pre-show that I watched. The first match was Kalisto versus Ryback. I predicted Ryback would win. I believe if this match had been on the main card, he may well have done, but with it being switched to the pre-match, the pre-show, kick-off show, I think they may have swapped around the results. It was a decent match. Like I said, I think if this had been on the proper Mania show, that Ryback would have won. Kalisto picked up the victory. I'm glad of that, actually. I'm enjoying Kalisto as US champion. I think he's done a good job. It adds a bit more to the David versus Goliath. I do think that at Payback, Ryback will get another match, and I think he'll probably win there on the actual pay-per-view. Up next was the 5-on-5 Divas match. Team Total Divas versus Team Bad and Blonde. It was as bad as I thought it would be. Nothing brilliant. Paige and Natalia managed to make the match bearable. Eva Marie has no place in a wrestling ring. The boos were for so loud that the powers that be cannot possibly ignore them. Lana looked good. She didn't really do much in the ring, but she looked good. I had no doubt the Total Divas team were going to win, given that it's a WWE show that's shown on the E-Network. So yeah, as predicted, Paige and Co won. Usos versus Dudleys. Decent match. Ended as I predicted with an Uso victory. The King seemed to be doing a bit of heel type commentary. Like I said, I don't watch SmackDown, so I don't know if that's a regular thing that he does on SmackDown now, whether he's gone back to being a heel commentator. But yeah, I noticed that during the match. Dudley's attempted, obviously, to put the Usos through the tables. That backfired, and the Usos ended up putting them through. The whole kick-off show seems to just drag on forever. I found myself just skipping to the beginning of the matches. Overall, the kick-off show was an average with Mania itself. It was average, nothing spectacular. So I get on with my review of the post-Mania Raw. Show started off with Vince gloating about how Shane lost. Just as Vince was about to leave, Shane came out to a massive ovation. He thanked the crowd for their support, shook Vince's hand and said, you won. So, Vince got a bit narked that Shane had upstaged him, so decided, what the hell, I'll put you in charge of Raw anyway. Kind of made his match at Mania a bit pointless, but, what the hell, Shane was in charge. How long it'll last, we don't know. Probably just until Triple H and Stephanie decide they're ready to come back onto TV so she can screech and bitch and he can strut around and pout about how he lost the world title. First match was the New Booty versus League of Nations. The New Day entrances just seem to take longer and longer, and they just seem to be on the microphone forever. They just stood like forever, just waffling shit in the ring. Anyway, after they'd finished their little bit, I'm saying little, sarcastically, we eventually got a tag team title match. Average match. Most annoying group of mid-carders ever getting the win. I hate the New Day. Obviously Barrett's contract's up, so it looked like his brogue kicking was his farewell from WWE and his excommunication from the League of Nations. Lights go out, Wyatt's attacked the League of Nations for no reason at all. Another boring, pointless Wyatt attack. The crowd were chanting, "Thank you, Wyatt," but I don't know why. I think it's just, they'll cheer pretty much anything. Next up was Summer Rae versus Sasha Banks. Summer Rae came out to the ring and going about how her team lost. If she'd have been in charge, things would have been different. Sasha ruined her WrestleMania moment. Sasha came out, slapped Summer, which led into the match. A quick match, didn't last very long. Sasha got the win. She got the submission with the Banks statement. Then there was Tyler Breeze versus Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews, if anybody's not seen him, he's from the NXT show. I seriously suggest you check that out. It's amazing if you haven't already. I've seen plenty of Apollo Crews on there, and he is absolutely amazing. He had a great match with Finn Balor not long ago. Absolutely amazing match. I've since rewatched that match, and I love it. It was good to see him on Raw. I don't know if it's a permanent thing or whether it's just because it's post-Mania and they were resting a lot of the bigger match, names like your Ambroses, etc. Again, another quick match. Cruz showed why he's got such a good reputation and why he's got a fan base. Some of his moves are just amazing, like the standing flip over thing. I can't remember what you call it now. But yeah, it's so agile for a big guy. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it was a nice win for him on his Raw debut. Not really sure why they've called Tyler Breeze up before. He's going to be doing his jobbing out. He was doing well on NXT. He was in the title hunt, everything, and get some really good matches. And he get called up to the main roster. Sorry, and it just seems to have gone to shit for him. Really do think that WWE needs to start booking him a bit more properly, or at least knock him back down to NXT and let him have another good run. Then Reigns comes out to huge boos. Huge boos. Commentators tried to make it sound like the crowd, was switching and just messing around and, booing people that usually cheering people that usually boo. Obviously, we know that's not the case. Roman just gets booed full stop. A lot of fans don't rate him, and it's just a fickle nature of wrestling fans. Those of them that were cheering him at the pay-per-view where they won the belt were then booing him the next one. It's just, way a lot of wrestling fans are. I've never had a problem with the guy. I think he does what he does. It was never my favourite member of the Shield, but he grew on me, once he started to get a bit more of the limelight. I mean, he's not fantastic, don't get me wrong, but, he does what he does. So yeah, he's given a speech about, being the champion and everything. Chris Jericho came out, demanded a title shot, said that, he should be put to the head of the queue, above everybody else, and that Reigns is going to do it. And then Styles came out, followed by Kevin Owens, followed by Sami Zayn, and the crowd were singing along with Zayn's theme, which was pretty cool. All hell broke loose. Zayn and Owens started fighting. AJ and Jericho started fighting. Zayn and Owens ended up outside the ring. Jericho throws AJ over the top, looks right smug, turns around, boom, gets speared by Reigns. Reigns did make a pretty good statement. I don't know if JBL said it on WrestleMania night. I can't remember, but when he said it, I knew I'd heard it before. And he said, "I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a good guy. I'm just the guy." And I'm pretty sure I heard JBL say it at WrestleMania. I'm not 100% sure, but I know somebody else said it. Maybe Roman Reigns has picked up on it and thought, that's not a bad little thing to say. Roman Reigns backstage bumps into Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon announces that there's going to be a fatal four-way match to determine his new number one contender between Owens, Zayn, Jericho and Styles. Baron Corbin comes out and stands next to the Andre the Giant statue. He has a match with Dolph Ziggler. Decent match, nothing brilliant. They ended up brawling out in the crowd. I say brawling, it's basically Baron Corbin throwing Dolph Ziggler around. Ends in a count out, and then Corbin hit End of Days on the outside of the ring and walked off. Zack Ryder came down to the ring then a bit after that. Mentions of, like he did at WrestleMania, a photo of him as a child with Razor Ramon holding Razor Ramon's Intercontinental title, and then goes on to say that he had a picture from WrestleMania night of Razor Ramon holding his Intercontinental title. They showed both pictures up on the Titantron. It was pretty cool, actually. Then all of a sudden, thanked his dad and his supporters, and his dad running crowd. And can I say, Zack Ryder's dad is big. The guy is jacked. They must go to the gym a lot between them. The Miz comes out wearing God knows what it was. It was just the worst outfit ever. Starts giving the verbal to Ryder, saying that he shouldn't have been champion. Miz should have been champion. He stole his WrestleMania moment. Blah 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 blah. Basically goaded Zack Ryder into an impromptu match that Lillian Garcia nearly ruined with her announcing. She was about to announce the match, and then they cut the microphone off because obviously it wasn't meant to be an actual match. It was supposed to be an impromptu thing. So Lillian almost blew it there. Average match. Bit of family involvement. Miz was outside and he got in Ryder's dad's face. Ryder's dad just pushed him away. Miz went flying. Then all of a sudden Maurice come out. The crowd went over, slapped Ryder's dad while Ryder's in the ring watching. Miz hits him with a skull crushing finale and wins the Intercontinental title. Bullshit. Why? Why give Ryder his WrestleMania moment to have The Miz ruin it for him 24 hours later? There's no build up to this. There's no backstory to this, other than Miz was sat on the ladder thinking he won, and Ryder pushed him off. Does this mean that had Neville not been injured, then Neville would have been the IC champion coming out of the match? Or did the end swap and they gave Ryder his moment only to steal it away from him again? Ryder so deserves that title run, and then all of a sudden we're getting the Miz winning it. Like I said, bullshit. Guy's an absolute ass clown. I have no time at all for the Miz. I've hated him since day one. Never liked him. He's just an ass, basically. I just don't have any time for him at all. Moving on, there's the actual, presentation of the women's title to Charlotte, and this time it has a personalised side plates on. And one side says Charlotte, the other side is an eye with the stones that she wears around it. So I'm assuming any diva that wins it will have their own personalised plates. I'm actually looking forward to seeing Sasha's and Becky Lynch's. I wonder what they'll be like. I think they'll be quite cool. Charlotte starts giving a speech about the women's wrestling and everything. The crowd were chanting for Bayley and singing the song from Dirty Dancing that they've reworked the lyrics to figure Bayley in. Charlotte got a bit annoyed, but carried on with her speech, and then the crowd started chanting women's wrestling, which was nice, as opposed to divas and all that crap. It went from what was a decent, heartfelt, it seemed, speech, and pretty soon dropped into a typical Charlotte heel promo, at which point the entire women's division, as they are now known, then left the ring, apart from Natalya, who went and got a microphone, gave Charlotte a bit of a speech about, respect and humility and everything. Charlotte went to try and attack her, and Natty got her in the sharpshooter. Once again, Ric Flair saves his little baby girl, pulls her out of the ring. They really need to do something about Ric Flair now, because he's just ruining Charlotte's matches and he's ruining her credibility. I said it in my Mania video, that him, grabbing hold of Sasha to stop her getting into the ring ruined, and the outcome of the match, and made Charlotte's win a bit less credible. So yeah, moving on. Usos versus Dudleys in a tables match. Another average match. Nothing special. Usos had the Dudleys on a table, jumps off the top rope. Dudleys move. Usos put themselves through tables. Dudleys get the win, and then the Dudleys launch one of the Usos through a table and then said, "Oh, now you can announce that we've won." As the Dudleys were on their way up the ramp, Enzo and Cass from NXT came out to a huge ovation. Even I was gobsmacked that they were there. They cut an awesome promo on the Dudleys. Enzo saying something about them being so ugly that the tears ran down the back of their head so they wouldn't have to see the face, which I thought was hilarious. So yeah, even though they didn't actually do any wrestling or even a breakup fight or anything, it was awesome to see him on Raw. JBL's comment of just how big is Cass. It's like, well, they call him Big Cass for a reason, JBL. You should know you were GM of NXT. After there were several backstage interviews with the participants in the four-way match, that included when it come to Zayn's turn, him getting attacked by Kevin Owens and powerbombed through a table. So Lillian announced that it's going to be a four-way match. Everybody come out, Styles come out first, then Jericho, then Owens, and then Lillian said that Sami Zayn hadn't been cleared to compete, but it would still be a fatal four-way, and so she announced the fourth competitor, and it was Cesaro. A lot of the crowd were gobsmacked. Some must have known it was coming, as there were some guys that had the Cesaro guy t-shirts. It was great to see Cesaro back, and he put in a hell of a show. He come out in a suit, and I'm like, well, is he going to wrestle in that sort of thing? And he just pulled off the suit to reveal he'd got his trunks and everything on underneath, a la like The Rock did with his tracksuit bottoms at Mania. Only this time Cesaro did it, like I said, with a full suit on, which was just pretty cool. Great match, best of the night, as you would expect the main event to be. But after a hard-fought battle, AJ Styles wins, finally hits the Styles Clash on Y2J, and gets a pinfall from it. New number one contender, phenomenal AJ Styles. So it'll be Styles versus Reigns at Payback. I believe it's going to be Payback when they'll have their match. So it'll be interesting to see what the hype up to that will be. Overall, wasn't the best post-Mania Raw I've ever seen. There have been a couple of years where the Raws have been absolutely amazing, but it was better than your average Raw episode, or better than some Raw episodes. To me personally, the whole WrestleMania weekend seems to have been a bit flat. There was nothing really about WrestleMania that sucked me in, apart from the prospect of the Ambrose Lesnar street fight, the Shane and Taker obviously, and the ladder match and the women's match. They were the only four things that really sort of sucked me into the entire Mania. The title match I couldn't give a damn about, but as I said in my previous video with NXT Dallas reviewing it, the pressure was definitely on the main roster, and again, like I said, it just felt a bit flat to me. Did WrestleMania, as did the Raw afterwards. The thing that I've realised since watching WrestleMania and Raw is that everybody will remember WrestleMania for Shane McMahon's jump off the Hell in a Cell, and you have to wonder, did they do that because they knew the rest of the event wasn't really up to scratch? So it was like, we need some sort of crazy mental stunt to make people remember it. So that was it, because I guarantee you, a few months from now, you ask anybody, what do you remember of WrestleMania 32, and they'll say, oh, Shane jumping off the cage. Nobody's going to mention the Triple H Roman Reigns main event, because that sucked. A few people might mention the women's match. Some may mention the ladder match. I guarantee you nobody's going to mention anything off the Kick-Off show. So yeah, Shane is going to get, he will get the holy shit moment this year for the Slammies. I said Grammys then, for the Slammies. So yeah, like I said, getting back on course. Raw itself wasn't amazing, it was pretty average. The debuts and appearance of the NXT stars was refreshing. It looks like that's going to carry on SmackDown. But like I've said many times, I don't watch SmackDown anymore. It's just basically a Raw recap and rematch show. But if the NXT stars are going to be on it regular, that may change. I may start watching SmackDown again. So who knows? But yeah, that'll wrap it up for this video, guys. Thanks again for watching. Thank you to those who've subscribed. If you guys have any comments or thoughts or anything, please leave them in the box below. Please leave a like, and obviously if you haven't already, please subscribe. Check out some of my other videos if you're new. But yeah, that'll do it for this video, guys. So I'll catch you again soon. Bye for now.
They looking scared, no, they don't really want none. We some southern boys with the farmer strength.